it's the heart and will to win and the
Mhm.
determination. You either have that or you don't. I felt like I was molded this way as a young kid. I felt like I went through a lot of things as a child, and just adversity and just things with, my mom was a single mother and raising my older brother and I, and just things that just not the best things, a lot of like addiction and drug and mental illness and things like that. So I saw a lot of things that a young child shouldn't experience or see. And so I think right then it kind of like made me a stronger individual. And then just growing up, and then it's like just a little, yeah, just everything I've gone through, man. I can go into so much like detail and stuff, and that
Mhm.
it made me a strong individual. Just yeah, just having to be there for my mom and my family and things like this in different situations. And yeah, that's just how I am.
Well,
um
it seems like you've gone through a lot of your life and career with that chip on your shoulder, especially being considered an underdog by many people, by the Vegas odds makers, by, like we mentioned, a lot of media. And it really does seem like that kind of chip has really given yourself an edge when it comes to your performances inside the octagon.
yeah, it motivates the hell out of me, because I'm like, for one, when I see people tell me how I'm going to feel or perform, and I've never even talked to them and they don't know me, I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Hmm.
How's he saying how I'm going to perform? And even like the whole Stevens thing, when I came back with all the facial fractures, and I was seeing people and they're like, oh, he's going to be really hesitant to do this and get hit in the face. And I'm like, have we talked? Like, how do you know that? No, I'm not. Like, I'm willing to go through it again. Like, I don't want that to happen, but I would still fight, till the bitter end. Like, I'm
Hmm.
never going to give up or quit. I will never cower away. You literally have to knock me out or catch me in some submission. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think, and I work with a mind coach. I do everything right. Like, I know what I want.
Hmm.
Um, we're in a controlled environment. The amount of work I put into one potentially 15-minute fight, it's just crazy when you put into perspective like the hundreds and hundreds of hours that I'm putting in for a 15-minute fight, maybe.
Maybe.
Um, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So like, I'm so like, literally the weight cut's the hard part. I make weight. It's a huge sense of relief is
Hmm.
lifted off my shoulders, and then the fight's easy, man. The fight is, I like, even that fight, even though we had people were saying a high pace 15-minute fight. I could have went 5, 6 more rounds at that pace. Like, I felt so good, and I've been working with. I'm really like dialed in and tuned into everything I have. Like, the pandemic and the lockdown, the quarantine,
Hmm.
really, man, I took away a lot of good things. Like, I started March like on a strict regimen, a diet, schedule. I was working with all my coaches,
Hmm.
Danny Castillo, Chris Holdsworth, Joey Rodriguez, my strength coach, Darren Drapeman. I was working with all these guys individually, and I was doing my runs, like, run all the time. I'm literally doing things the best I ever felt. I wasn't sure because it was different than normal. I wasn't like having all these hard sparring matches, all these like grueling grinding practices 2, 3 times a day. So
Hmm.
I thought I was in great shape. I thought like, I'm gonna go in here and perform so well and do all these things. But it was kind of scary because I didn't know. So I just kept saying, we'll find out on Saturday if I am in good shape. And I was like the best I ever felt, the easiest weight cut I ever
Hmm.
had. I've been working with a dietitian, um, Paulina. I have access to all like the Performance Institute with Heather, and she's like one of the best PTs in the country. Used to work with all the Olympic athletes at the
Wow.
OTC, and even my dietitian is something special. First time I ever in making weight for like college wrestling and fighting. I didn't use plastics at all. I did not use the sauna all camp or fight week.
Wow.
Easiest cut I've ever had. And it's only going to continue to get better. And that was on a 4 week notice. I got the Burgos fight on 4 weeks. It was sooner than I would have liked, but
Hmm.
I don't say no to fights. I don't pass out opportunities. And so I really ramped things up for 3 weeks and then came out to Vegas and cut weight and performed well. So going back to the mindset and everything, like in the injury, I'm excited about this, even though it's just another, it's another like thing I just have to overcome. It's part of my story. It's all part of my journey. I will come back better than ever,
Hmm.
and I'll feel even better and than I did this last fight. I'll perform better, and I'll continue to, just rise to the top, and that's my, like, becoming a UFC featherweight champion is inevitable. That's going to happen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to happen. It's just taking a little longer than I anticipated.